Good morning, guys. You join us on the next day after the pour, and everything looks awesome. It's turned out really, really well. Obviously, this side cured a little faster being in the sun compared to the side over there, but everything looks great. And so what we're going to do today, we're going to take the forms off, and this is really the magic of this Concrete Countertop Solutions form system is the little edge underneath. And so we're going to cut all the tape. We're going to cut the silicone along the sides here. And then basically what you do is you pull this off and you snap it down. We'll probably cut the tape. We'll do all the shorts first. We'll do this short section here, and then this long one will be last. Just so we can kind of, get as big of a gap in here as possible. It is moving already, so we do have some good movement. So that is good. So we'll get that snapped off, and then we should be left with a nice bull nose, hopefully, if we did everything right. But I think we got the vibration right from the multi-tool or for the oscillating tool here. So let's get to the time lapse. Let's cut all the tape, and we'll also get the silicone off, and then we'll break this off. All right, guys, so we have the forms off and it looks pretty good. We can see some screw ups here, but overall, again, one of the reasons why I started this channel is to make sure you don't do what I do when I mess up. But I'm overall very, very happy with this. So you can see along the edge, we have a really, really nice bull nose here. I'll do the profile shot here. And we will be working the top of this concrete as well as the sides to sand this down, polish this out. So the biggest thing that I'm not happy with is the bubbles. And as you can see over here, we have the most bubbles on this side. And the reason that is because we forgot to do the oscillating vibration until we had done 1, 2, 3 buckets worth of pouring. And so this was the first pour we did, and it had already started setting up. So even though we did vibrate this side over here and try to get as many bubbles out of this as we could, it had already started setting up down here. So that's why this side has the most bubbles. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this. I think we might just leave it. We're going to seal the entire countertop anyways. So we might just leave this and just get some nice sealer in there after we get this all polished out. But overall, the top looks great. And the sides look pretty good as well. You can see, a little bit of bubbles here all throughout. This is probably our second biggest one here. A little bit here. You can see the gap, the line between the two different pieces here. But overall, this looks great. And this one, probably the soupiest and thinnest, the thinnest mix that we poured probably looks the best over here. So the least bubbles at least. So overall, if I were to give some suggestions, I would say remember to right away do your vibration to get all the bubbles out of it, and also pour a little thinner than you might think if you were, pouring a slab or something like that. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. So we'll get this patched or filled or sealed or something like that, but it actually gives it a little more of that concrete character to it. All right, guys, so we've thought about it, we've walked it through, and we are going to try to patch these bubbles with another product from our sponsor, Concrete Countertop Solutions, and their Counter Patch. So I emailed the guys over there and I showed them pictures of the large bubbles that we have in the side of the concrete. They said the top looks great. Not to really worry about the side too much, but if you wanted to, we could try this patch product. So we're gonna give it a try. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will fill it in really nicely. And to be honest, it doesn't really match right now anyways with the dark bubbles of where they're at. So even if we fill this in and it's slightly lighter or darker or whatever, it'll still, I think it'll still look fine, or just as good as it does right now. So what we're gonna do is, this product is similar to like a mortar mix, and we're gonna take our 5-gallon bucket, we're gonna put some of this in here. We don't need much at all. We're gonna get all the cabinets masked so we don't have to worry about anything dripping down onto them. And then we're just gonna we're gonna get a glove. We'll mix this up and with some water, and then we're just gonna kind of push this into the bubbles with our hands. And so we'll see how it goes. We'll do a time lapse. We'll let it dry, and then I think we can get to working the top of the concrete countertop with sanding, sealing, all of that. But we are gonna have to let this counter patch sit up for probably a day, maybe 2, and then we can get to sanding everything. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can see this, but we've got the bucket mixed. We've got a little bit of water. This is way more slurry than we actually need for the countertop patch. But, you know, this is the, I only wanted to ruin one bucket, and this was the concrete bucket we used for the countertop anyway. So I'm gonna keep mixing this a little bit, try and get as much consistency as we can, get some more of these, get some more of the powder kind of mixed in here, and then I'm gonna get the glove and we're gonna go over. I'll move the camera and we will get this slurry applied by hand. You're on camera.
I'm staying over here.
You're still on camera.
Well, that'll look nice.
Yeah, what do you think?
Looks great.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go the whole length of it?
I don't know. I was thinking about it, but.
Because now that you did that spot, it's like, oh yeah, all these too, you know?
Yeah.
And this big guy. But, because that does look really good.
Yeah.
And it'll sand right off.
Correct. So yeah, I will probably go the whole length of it.
That looks real good.
All right, I gotta keep moving here.
Yep,
Here you-
yep.
All right, guys, so we basically mix this slurry, and it was a little thick, but I think thicker is a little bit better compared to kind of running and flowy. And so we've gone around basically the entire area. You can see there's a pit here that's still drying. You can see all the holes that are kind of filled up now that are still drying. So I decided to go all the way along the edge here to make it very consistent, consistent finish on the front of it. We had a bunch of tiny little ones over here that you can still see, but I think we will be okay with how this consistent finish will look on the front once we get this sanded. So I'm gonna scrape some of the top off, but basically what we're doing is getting some slurry, and we'll just go over this last part again here. And then you're pushing it in with your hand and moving it down and kind of just working it in with your hand to try and get any of these little, like this little hole right here, we'll try to get that filled. So you're working it with your hand and getting that in and then rubbing it smooth, and see that hole disappeared. And then make sure, this is why we wanted to get a masking up to make sure that nothing got onto the cabinets. And yeah, so that looks really, really good. We even covered up some of these smaller ones here. So pretty impressed with how this is working. We are going to let this dry. I'm gonna come across here and scrape anything off the top. And then we'll come back in a day or two and sand this top. All right, guys, so we've been letting this sit for about a week and it's all dried. It is still a little bit dusty, as you can see. But overall, all of the gaps and holes are filled. We'll come over and sand this as we keep going here. But it turned out super nicely. There's not a lot of color difference between where the holes were. I mean, you can see a little bit here, but overall, it has turned out great. Thanks so much for watching this episode. We're gonna cut it here, and I will do another separate episode with the sanding and sealing of this concrete countertop. Again, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Concrete Countertop Solutions. Be sure to check out the link in the description below for all of these products that we're going through. Thanks so much for watching Detached Garage, and I hope to catch you on another episode.